Hi-Tec Oils, available from Auto One, Sprint Auto Parts and all leading independent auto stores.
So far, there's a great dynamic of vehicles, everything you can think of is here.
We're glad this event came out this big. A great turnout, thanks to our fans, thanks to everybody.
It's got 4 amps for the speakers and the doors, and you've got about 30,000 watts of power in total.
It's got a supercharged 540 cubic inch big block Chev in it, pushes out about 1200 odd horsepower.
We built 2 cars for tonight's unveiling, which is half the reason why we decided to put on a show. So basically, back in 2006, Night Shift started off as just a small group of people. What happened was there was a lot of car shows around the scene, there was a lot of car meets, but unfortunately everything was kind of falling off the radar and dying down. So what we did was we decided to put a big car show on at Olympic Stadium in P6. We didn't realise how big the actual event was going to go, so it was overwhelming to see the big response back in 06. And kind of after that show, we all kind of moved on and it just kind of like disappeared.
After the successful one-off event in 2006, Night Shift now has big plans for 2015 and beyond.
What happened was we kind of got together with Queen Street Customs and Hi-Tec Oils, and what we wanted to do is we all put our minds to it and said, the car scene's kind of falling off the radar. Everyone's doing car park meets nowadays, but no one's really getting together in a big community and getting involved. We asked all the car communities to get involved, so we asked the Sydney car audio, we asked the lowrider car scene, the JDM scene, the Euro scene, the exotic scene, the drifting scene. So we got everyone as we could possibly muster up in a small amount of time to get involved with the show. We've got some amazing cars coming. There's a F650 truck there. You don't see that every day. We've got that at the show. We've got, we had a Conestag that's one of 3 in Australia. We had one of those there. That, again, it's all unique, special cars that you don't even see at a car park meet, that you won't see on the road. Everything is just special. And we just want to put a show on that blows people's minds away so we can make this something that's unreal and people to talk about until the next one happens and to continue on from that. Night Shift is solely aimed at, the youth. Because again, it's the youth that currently getting involved in cars. They're the ones that have, the current generation of cars, and families. Families are a big focus because, we want to keep the kids off the street. We want to get them involved in the car scene because, a 10-year-old kid today may not have a license, but in 5-6 years' time, he's going to want to drive and he's going to want to do something to his car. So we want everyone to be involved in it, and we aim it at pretty much anybody who's got a passion for cars, passion for, doing something other than hitting the clubs or getting up to trouble at night.
The collaboration with Queen Street Customs, Night Shift and Hi-Tec Oils led to one of the biggest car shows in Sydney's history.
Initially we assumed that we're going to have 250 cars on display, and we accommodated a little bit more for just extras, and about 1 hour into the show we noticed that there's about 400 cars in the show and shine, and our trade section had now turned into an exotic section. So, I went for a walk up the street and I noticed that, the traffic had backed up all the way up to the Great Western Highway. This meant that there's another, a couple of thousand cars that are wanting to come. By the end of the night, we had expected roughly 2,000 people to attend, but it turned out there was about 4,000 or 5,000 people just roaming around, and the actual car park also turned into another show. We had to quickly get some lights happening, and it was just ridiculous. It was beyond our imagination as to how many people were to be attending the show. And you know, it's taught us a lot for the next show we hold. We want to ensure that everybody is involved and we try and accommodate for as many cars as we possibly can. The future plans for us for the show is to try and make it bigger and better, improve on the areas that we lacked on. So again, we expected 250 to 350 cars, but we got double that in the first time. Next event, we're going to try and make sure it's a lot bigger, so we can accommodate up to 1,000 cars. Focus heavily on our trading section, so make sure all the businesses that get involved are, you know, well accommodated to. But mainly just want to get everybody involved in the show. We want to take it around the country, around the East Coast, and you know, everyone that gets involved, you know, has a great time, and we want to continue on the success of that. One of the biggest highlights of the night were unveiling 2 cars. Everybody was psyched for it. We had people running left, right and centre coming to the garage where they were hiding the majority of the night. And just seeing the reaction from people, it was just phenomenal. Everybody just got excited when they did see the cars, and you know, that's something that we really look forward to doing in future. And we're going to continue working on cars where we can unveil only at our shows.
The night was highlighted with the unveiling of 2 very special cars, prepared by Queen Street Customs, which were a real hit with the fans.
Queen, and bring that evil out now, baby.
Yeah, so we kept it under wraps for a bit. We had 2 cars that we were unveiling for the show. The first one was an Evo that we were working on for quite some time. So Queen Street Customs and Concept Garage took an Evo 9. Over the past year, what happened was it was completely stock standard looking. The customer, he wanted to turn it into a wide body. It's not something that you see every day. So along with Concept Garage, we designed a wide body kit that was custom one-off for the car. And then after that was done, Queen Street Customs decided to, you know, give it a Midnight Purple 3 paint. And, you know, we wanted to unveil the car at the show because it's something that, you know, is extraordinary looking. And when we did unveil that one, everyone just loved it. The other car that we unveiled was a Benz Sopra GTR. Now, this car wasn't completely finished when we did unveil it, but we had managed to complete the majority of the work. What happened was, again, the customer just had an R35 GTR, which is something that's extraordinary because it's considered one of the best supercars in the market at the moment. We got the Benz Sopra wide guards, and then we put the wide body kit on it. Again, the look on people's faces when they saw the car get unveiled, it was worth the whole show. And we're looking forward to doing more unveilings in the future, and we're looking forward to doing more work on the cars that we currently have, because it's something that we've kind of focused on heavily. And as Queen Street Customs, that's exactly what we do. We ensure that we make cars that people admire.
Like any show or event, it relies on many passionate people working together to make it a success.
Night shift wouldn't have been possible without, you know, the assistance of Queen Street Customs for getting involved with all their cars and putting the community together. There was Hi-Tec Oils. Without them, the actual show wouldn't have been possible. You know, they sorted out the venue, they organised much of the behind-the-scenes work. And car shows are all sweet, but what is a car show? How can you differentiate between a car show and, you know, a car meet? So we called it a show because we got, you know, Hi-Tec Drifts involved. You know, we put on a show for people. When they came in, they saw that it wasn't just, you know, the car park meet. They walked across to the left-hand side of the park, and they noticed that there's drifting happening. So the drifting was really cool because you don't see that at any car shows. There's been stuff that we want to incorporate in the future that we're currently working on. So we want to make sure that our next one that we hold is a complete festival of events, and you know, that's something that we're really looking forward to see where we can take this. Lastly, I'd like to thank the guys from Night Shift. You know, Michael, Dennis and Eric, they're the three people that originally started Night Shift with Queen Street Customs, and they're the ones that, you know, pushed us to redo Night Shift. And without them, without these parties involved, Night Shift just would be something that happened in 2006 and wouldn't be thriving as it is today. We're really happy with how the event has turned out, and we really look forward to, you know, bringing on bigger and better things in the future.
Well, don't go anywhere, because right after the break we head to Mallala in South Australia for our continued coverage of round 2 of the Swan Insurance Australasian Superbike Championship.